Alright guys, so on the last episode, you saw me cut the front core support off and fabricate a way to make it removable so I can take it on and off, which should make the motor being pulled out a lot easier of a job with the transmission as well. And on this episode, the motor will be out of the car and sitting on the ground. Alright guys, so as you may be able to see, I've done a little bit of work since the last video where we made the core support and fabricated it to make it removable. All I've done so far was I took the turbo off, which there was nothing to really see there. 6 oil drain, oil feed, 4 bolts, turbo comes right off, along with the up pipe. And then I've just started to disconnect some of the harness. So now that the whole upper harness is ready to be pulled through the intake, and I still have to go underneath the car, remove the lower harness, trans mounts, motor mounts, then yeah, drain the gear oil out of the transmission, drain the oil out of the motor, and then I'm going to pull the whole motor and transmission out the front of the car. So I'm going to get to the motor mounts right now. Okay, so now I have both the motor mounts undone. I'm going to drain the fluids now. I could have done that reverse order, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm going to go underneath, drain oil, drain the gear oil out of the transmission, undo the transmission mounts, and then I'll be ready to take the motor out. So, yay. Okay, so I've got all the engine oil out of the motor. Now I'm going to get underneath the car in the middle and get all of the gear oil out of the transmission. Got it. Okay, so now that the transmission is completely drained of all the gear oil, I'm going to go put the plug back in the transmission to try to cut down on the mess, because when we go to pull it out, there's still going to be gear oil in it. You can't get it all out, so I don't want it to drip all over the driveway, which it's going to do anyway, to some extent, but I'm just trying to cut it down. Okay, so now that all the fluids are out of the engine and out of the transmission, we can go ahead and work up front a little bit more before undoing the transmission mount and actually pulling the motor out. My buddy Eric is going to start pulling off the power steering pump so that I don't have to fight with all those fluids all over the place while pulling the motor out. And I'm going to pull the harness out from under the intake manifold. So you'll see that. Alright, so we have the power steering pump off and the harness is completely unconnected and pulled out. We still have to disconnect the lower harness on the transmission, the trans mount, take the shifter off, and that's pretty much it. Then we're going to have to slide, just get the hoist and pull the whole thing out. But it should get out today, so here's hoping. Alright, so we have the slave cylinder disconnected, and we have the upper harness pulled out. The lower harness is now disconnected and ready to be pulled out. Now all we have to do is undo the shifter, take the shifter out, and then undo the transmission mount, and it'll be pulled out.
Hashtag nothing's bolted down.
Try going the other way? That thing's fucked.
There it goes.
Hey! Yay!
Alright, so we've got the shifter out, and now all we have to do is we're going to put the chain and the hoist on the motor to hold the motor up, and then we're going to take the transmission mount off and slide the motor out. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed us pulling the motor out. I actually got to show y'all the advantage of doing the core support like I had done in the previous video where we fabricated it to be removable. Eric has actually done the same thing on his car. What do you think about the core support?
Makes pulling a motor a lot easier. You don't have to worry about smashing your core support and lifting the motor up so high. Just makes it a lot easier.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said in the last video I was hoping it would do. It's exactly what it did. You saw the video, barely any effort to just pick it up and literally pull it right out the front of the car. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll have plenty more to come. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't do anything. That's up to you. You can find me on Instagram at dat_drift_kid to see things that I don't post, or I post a lot more pictures of the car and things I'm doing, or close-ups. You can follow Eric on Instagram at
S14Eric with an H at the end.
S14Eric with an H at the end. Thanks for watching.